Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to our channel. My name is Musa and this is Sibu together. Malume Sibu. Yeah. Why do you like titles like this? Malume Sibu, Abuti, and all that. Ndate. Do they even know how to pronounce its name?
Ndate Spusiso.
Oh, Ndate Spusiso. Ndate Spusiso. Oh, and I am Musa. Together you may call us oNyambose. Thank you so much for joining us on yet another video. Welcome
That's what's
back.
up. That's what's up.
Yeah, to the returnees, Bulisa City, welcome back. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Amen.
Yes, and the new ones. If you are watching this for the
new ones,
the new ones.
Hey.
Yeah, if you are watching us for the very first time, we appreciate you. City, welcome.
Hello.
To the family oNyambose. Yeah. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button like it also.
You don't have to say it, smash.
I like this.
No, it's just one.
Okay, don't forget.
If you are new, smash that subscribe button like it owes you money.
This guy. So if you are to check out our
I was
previous
just doing
videos,
the trademark.
The trademark. Yeah, and that one, yeah, we back again. Like we never left. Yeah, he said that.
I don't know what you are talking about.
Yeah, stay tuned, guys.
Welcome back. We're back again, like we never left. So today we are going to be talking. Actually, I think during the past week on the Bed app, Twitter, there was a post of someone who lost their child, and when I was reading that post, it triggered a few things in my emotions, and I think that's exactly where this video is coming from. In a sense, I would say, how do we? I've never lost a child. I don't know the pain that she's going through, she was going through, or anybody else who is watching. Maybe they have lost a child or whatever. I don't know the pain, the kind of pain that you go through and all that. But I've suffered some loss in my life. Losses.
Over losses.
Yeah. And I know the pain of losing someone that you love, how deep it goes. And so I think today I just want us to talk about how surviving that. How do we survive the loss of a loved one? How do we keep their memories alive? What really reminds us of them? If there is anything that when you see a certain tree, like, hey, that tree. Yeah, like if there is anything that brings memories of that particular someone, it brings their memory back. And what else did I want to say? And I think the interesting part as well is remembering them. How well do you still remember them? Do you still remember their faces, their voices, their favorite reactions, or things they like to say? Yeah, I think
they used to.
That's just the foundation.
Yeah.
So we can.
It's a very sensitive topic, but yeah, we will try, some of us, because you know Horace at the demo.
We angizange nemalona la. umuntu senking athi ngibhekene nengwadla. Ngibhekene nenkinga.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk.
But I think there's no certain formula you must get introduced to, or someone else telling you how to mourn the person.
That's true.
People mourn differently. I've seen with the loss of my brother. We as a family, we mourned like very differently, in a crazy way, to an extent we even lost ourselves. We lost each other during that particular time. But one thing that I've realized is that together we can really be strong and be able to carry the flag without it shaking. Understand? But it becomes more really difficult when you lose someone else who's more like, who was a pillar to the family, not maybe a person who was supporting you financially. No, I'm not talking about that. When a person dies, you get to realize, Kanti, he was filling up the huge gaps that you never really thought, this guy was a big guy. Understand? So we mourn differently. We go through pain differently. But pain is pain.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
Pain is pain. So yeah, I'm not the only one who lost. I think with you, one thing that I've realized, you lost your father first, right? Ebe hwatla your grandfather, hwatla your aunt, ebe hwatla your malume,
and the uncle.
Yeah.
And in a very short space of time.
I think it's year after year.
Yeah.
And Gunabanya, they passed on 1 year. Yeah. So I think you mourned differently, and I've seen a vulnerable side of you in a different way. And I got to realize how strong a person can be. And you get to really react, or you get to act very strong without realizing how you are breaking down yourself. I've realized how you once lost yourself throughout the journey of mourning, especially the first one. So with the first one, I think it really hit you hard, but you realized. And anyway, there was your other uncle, Babamkulu, the one who was speaking slow.
I'm sure that's why it's uncle and uncle.
Oh, uncle and uncle. Hey. So I thought you were referring to the recent one, the one that you buried recently.
I counted all of them.
Yeah.
But I think just to chip in with my 2 cents. There is, as you said, there is no particular formula, and you can never really be prepared to say, I'm preparing myself. Yabona mangafalo ngizojumpa, mangafalo ngizogijima, mangafalo ngizokhala. No, it really doesn't happen like that. Because if I remember very well, when my father passed, it was a Sunday. We buried him the following Saturday, and I think the first time I really felt the emotions was Saturday after the funeral.
The burial, yeah.
And Nakona when I was coming back from dropping all the people in their homes, now coming back to an empty home, that's where I'm starting
he's gone.
This guy, vele. And that's where I started really feeling the emotions of it, because throughout the process, in a way, I don't know, nobody said be strong. It was an automatic reaction to the situation, because everybody else was crying. I was like,
you had to be the big brother.
Okay, let me try. And in actual fact, I didn't even think about it, to be quite honest. There was never a point where I was like, okay, since everyone is crying, I'm not going to cry or whatever. It just happened automatically. And when everything was done, when we came back, that's where it really started. The process really started. And there was never a formula where I can write down to say, okay, the first thing was sleeping 24 hours a day and drinking pills, writing books, doing whatever. But I think there was a book that I wrote during that time. Yeah. And I think it reflects exactly the emotions I was going through in that particular time, because it's a painful
journey.
Yeah. It was. I think that was one of the result that I took to just to take out whatever that I was going through in that particular time. And then the following year, it was Inkos Makecha, my grandfather.
Yeah.
And that was, it also slept differently.
I think Naye, he passed on because he couldn't mourn his son. I think he was okay before your father passed on. But after, I think it was more like everything came into his shoulders.
Yeah, even when we were doing the funeral preparations, a lot of times in his speech he will say, why him? God should have taken me instead.
It further shows when you mourn, people mourn differently, and some they don't heal. The pain I feel 20 years back, it's still the same. It's
That's
today.
True. That's true.
So yeah.
That's true. And after that, the following year, it was my aunt. Firstborn ya Gabo Baba.
But then in between, was it not your uncle? Yeah.
Was it? I think
It was
after.
Before.
Oh yes. And the same year.
Your aunt.
Yeah, my aunt. And it was all happening too fast. And I think you even forget the reaction to say,
how do you mourn?
And then what's going on? It just becomes a habit. Another funeral. Okay. But then at a later stage, when you are seated, or whenever there is things that needs to be done in the family, that's where you start realizing the gaps. Say, so and so was feeling that gap. So and so was feeling that gap. So and so was feeling that gap. And it brings back the pain that you have been trying to bury throughout. And you're like, okay, now I'm in this position because so and so is no longer around. Now I have to do 1, 2, 3, 4 because so and so is no longer around. Now I'm confronted with this, which I was never exposed to previously. Now that these people are no longer around. And I think in my case, it was an issue with my father and my grandfather. It was 2 pillars that were moved from the same house. You know, when 2 pillars are moved and you have to be the center one who holds everything together. In the beginning, it might feel like, okay, I can carry this thing. But after 2 seconds, you start feeling, okay, the hands are getting tired. And the more time is, the more as well you feel the heaviness of everything, to say, hey, these people were carrying there were pillars who were carrying a very heavy load that I never really got to realize because I was just in between them and I never felt anything. But now that they are removed, you start to experience all the pressure. It's all on you. You're like, Yep.
Yeah, just like when you were burying your father, I'm thinking to myself now, you were carrying was it a spear or any thing? A spear. Meaning you are tapping into another level, you are taking your father's shoes. Which now if you have a home that you need to build for yourself. ngapha you need to take care again of the shoes that you took over from your father. So I think it was just a burden in like, okay, how do I become a husband? How do I become a son? How do I become a brother who will be like a father to my sisters, to my siblings? How will I be umalume? I'm even getting emotional about this, but it's a journey long. It's confusing, it's dark, you don't want anyone to experience it.
And I think the most important part, you don't want to to be in that journey alone. You may not have family, friends, or anyone around you, but you need to invite God. Because a lot of times when and I've seen this, a lot of times when we are confronted with difficulty, the first thing is the questioning God. Mara God in faith, why? That's the first part. And the moment we start the questioning, we take a distance. The communication starts to suffer. Your communication between you and God, the relationship between you and God is also will also suffer, and the way you relate to God also suffers. And for some odd reason, I don't know why, whenever we are faced with difficulty, we don't run to God, because He is the pillar that holds our lives together. He's like our strength when we are weak. He says, bring unto me your burdens, and take out my yoke, for it is lighter. But whenever we have our burdens, we look like, hey, that direction, and we go the other direction. And a lot of times, it's when you are in that space of questioning a lot of things, it also hinders your prayer life, because whenever you feel
you
like
just don't know what to say to Him, like
blank,
you just don't know.
You blank.
Sometimes you just want to utter a lot of, or you want to ask a lot of questions, but you cannot really put them together, because you know what it's a heavy position that you are holding as one.
That's true.
And also, sometimes when you want your purpose to be done, instead of this other time, one time when a day before Melissa passed on, you said, or maybe your prayers that you are raising are not directed to Him getting healing, but for you guys to find healing. Then it didn't make sense. Or what were you trying to say? But when you get the actual during the after, when he passed on, that was a confirmation. Or okay, we really need to be strong as a family. We really need to stick together. We really need to support one another. We need to, and you get to be introduced to different characters. From your mom, you just don't know how she feels, but sometimes when you talk to her, really deep, heart-to-heart conversation, you see how this person is really cracking, but she's trying to be strong together. For you.
Because I think sometimes that's the case. People are trying to be strong for you. And another thing, it's not just your family, it's other people that you know, how they relate to you. It changes. They start to feel sorry for you, of which to a certain degree, I feel like it's also delaying your healing process, because bakala no all right, God, like, okay,
dude,
can we keep it going? Just let's confront the situation that is here, but let's be real about it.
It's one of the things they make even matters worse, especially when people are feeling sorry for you. When people are thinking, or okay, I know. I remember after Melissa's passing, I had to go to hospitals. I had to go to different people, specialists, without even finding what was the real cause. Well, the cause, I knew what was the cause. But when you are sick emotionally, other things they are triggering, like physically,
they might manifest.
Yes, they might get even worse. I remember I lost even weight. I went to vestibular clinic where they didn't know what was really the problem.
It was a loss of balance, dizzy spells,
it was happening.
Hearing.
It was part of my life when you start to manage it and all that. And Futina Kona, I was just an emotional being. I used to cry over simple things, and sometimes I would just wake up in the morning and cry.
Afethu bekunzima. Azi umuntu akakhalela ukuthi impukane idlulele ngiphambi kwakhe.
Yeah, but I feel like I allowed myself to be broken. I surrendered to the pain that I was feeling then, or you know what, it's heavy on me. I cannot. And the minute, like today, if I am to look a year back, I think manje I'm in a better space, even though things are still not making sense. But I'm in a better space where I can really say, Hore, we are getting stronger. And you spoke about the memories, Hore. How do you keep one's memory?
Yes,
one of the things I think it's a long Hore diri healer even more, it's seeing his kids around us. And you get healing. Sometimes I see praise in like I see Melusi in praise. I see Nati in praise. I see Bomalaika. I see a lot of like the children in general. And you get healed by just seeing them. You understand? Sometimes I want a certain like songs that he used to sing. And I would see him how he dances. Like the picture doesn't go. I remember everything about him. Like everything. His voice, his laughter, how he used to dance, when he was angry, how he would react, and just him being the person that he was in our lives. It's something say long I wouldn't want to miss it, or I don't want to forget it. But at the same time, I've accepted that his journey has already been fulfilled.
I think when it comes to actually, how do I put this? I think for someone who is sick, as much as it's difficult to accept, but there is the consolation that you have. We tried everything.
Yeah.
And we saw the fight that the person was putting. And sometimes you get to a position where you're like, maybe this was the better compared to what the person was going through. The pain that you were seeing in their eyes and all that, even if you see that they're trying to be strong and all that. I think that is better. Not to say there's any loss that is better or whatever, but it gives a bit of consolation to say, Sizamil. And we were given that opportunity. And to a certain degree, when a person is sick, they prepare you, and you just don't understand when the process is still unfolding. They will throw those hints to say, hey, take care of that, check at that, look at that, be careful of that. And when everything is said and done, it's only then that they start to click like, ay man, this person we wash so and so, and what
this is what he meant.
But then when someone dies in an accident, that's another devastating situation. Because I'm thinking, like with the passing of Amalum Sipo, December, I'm trying, even today, when I look at Malum Sak, when I speak to him, he's changed. Like, he's no longer the person he was. And my grandmother as well. When you talk to her, it's very hard to finish a conversation without her crying. Like, all these people, even when you are around them, you feel the heaviness.
Yeah.
To say, these people are carrying this feeling, this emotion, and they're trying to be strong for us and everybody else as well, because they are parents. At the same time, they are, I feel like they are carrying the weight themselves, instead of letting it go, allowing the process to unfold itself. And to a certain degree, when we go back to the memories and everything, it's funny how you remember different people differently, from the music that they listen to, from the things they like to say. And the funny part is, sometimes you will hear those things said by somebody else and you will just crack. And they wouldn't understand why. Yeah. Because they're like, no. Like my grandfather, every person at the Bananai, Unjandi, he went nanja. So every time someone says that, I'm just like, okay.
But yeah, it's healing at the same time.
And my father liked to call people Inyon. When I nyon. So all those things, when I hear them, they remind, that guy. And the things they like to do. Because it gets really crazy when you get, let's say we go home. When you get to a certain room, there's that, so and so like to sit there. Or when you are just walking in the yard,
you realize,
you think, hey. Then you just connecting. There are movements. But I think it's good that way to say we remember them. And one advice that I can give to people, like honestly, as much as we have parents, some people don't, some people have even grandparents, some people are blessed to have even great grandparents. I'll really encourage you to take as many videos as you can,
pictures
as you can, record as many voice recordings as you can, because when you lose someone, as time goes by, there comes a time where you feel like their memory is fading away. But things like pictures, things like videos, they become a constant memory, and not just for you, but for the next generation. There is kids, your kids, or even kids of your kids. You need to really value them. You need to really value the people that you have around you, and celebrate them if you can, because there comes a time where you will feel like you will wish you had. You will wish you made a phone call. You will wish you wished someone a Mother's Day, a Father's Day, a happy birthday, but they are no longer there. You will wish you had the opportunity to apologize to someone or to forgive someone. They are no longer there. And when you go forward, you carry all this burden by yourself to say, I should have done 1, 2, 3, 4. I should have bought that person a shirt. I should have bought that person shoes. It's small things that our parents really appreciate. We think it's those small things. The phone call, the smallanyana things that won't even cost you 10% of your salary.
Yeah.
But we think we need to go deep.
No, we
but
don't.
It's not
those
like that.
simple things. We need to keep their memories alive. We need to celebrate them while they're still alive. Take more videos, like you said. Yeah, I like the idea. You take more videos.
Even if bangafuni, but hayi angagezi. Hey. It was a lot.
So that you don't get to miss that trace. But anyway, guys, those who are mourning right now, maybe you lost your loved ones recently, trust in God. Do not lean on your own understanding. Walk this journey with Him and surrender that pain to Him and let Him take over, take charge.
The Bible says He is closer to those who are broken-hearted.
Yes. So yeah, I think that's about it from me and Sesibu. We really appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, comment down below. How was your process of mourning and
I think we really need to form a sort of a society where we are able to talk. People are going through a lot of things. That's reality. Especially amadoda. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
A lot of guys, they end in a state of depression, in a state of suicide and all these things because we are raised in a certain way. Where we come from, we are told indoda ikhali, and we grow up with that. And even when we're supposed to cry, let out the emotions, we keep them. And I think it contributes to a lot of ills that we have in our society in terms of the behavior that we have, the way we do things, the things that we even do. That because of the anger, the pain that we have bottled within us, it starts to manifest in different ways. So if you get any opportunity to cry, siyagcwala isigubhu senyembezi bafethu. Kumele usiphumule, ukhale nje, ukhalele into engekho, ukhale nje indoda. Uyikhale nje uyimaweni, uyabo. Mara ungakhali phambi kwabantu isikhathi esiningi bazokujwayela. Ungene ngale khonini.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. City blessings and salute Hosh.